How's the cookie? You want to know? It's the Oreo Review Show.
Welcome to the Oreo Review Show. This is an exciting episode, my friends, because today I have left the confines of my comfortable home and gone out into the wild world to bring you a review unlike any other on my channel previously. It's summertime, which means it's hot. It's 80 degrees right now where I am in beautiful, sunny New Jersey. And when it gets hot out, people want these creams. That is why today I am out in the world to bring you my review of the McFlurry, of the McFlurry. I have reviewed several varieties of Oreo cookie on my channel, but this is the first true Oreo spin-off. This is my first foray into the world of non-cookie based Oreo products. Third-party creations that incorporate Oreos as a key ingredient. And I'm not talking about, oh, it's cookies and cream. It's not really Oreos, but it's like that. I mean, literally on the menu, it says the word Oreo. You tell them Oreo. Nabisco getting that paper. And I decided I don't want to just, I'm not going to start small here. We're going straight for the big ones. We're going for maybe the king of Oreo spin-offs, the McFlurry, the Oreo McFlurry. And we've got here a regular size McFlurry. It's regular. There's not a large, there's not a small. It's just regular. Supposedly there are some different varieties of the McFlurry. Some of them got M&Ms in them. Supposedly there's a snack size out there somewhere. I don't know if I believe that. I've personally never seen it. I've just seen the Oreo McFlurry regular size, and that's my belief system. And if you don't respect that, you're a bigot. I apologize if my video or audio isn't up to its usual high standards. That's just the price that we have to pay for this incredibly exciting real-world excursion. I'm filming from my car and I hope no one can see me. All right, now the first thing that you got to look at when it comes to the McFlurry is this hunk of shit right here. This is a spoon. That's a hair. There's also a hair. Hey, it could be one of mine. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. As I said, this spoon is very upsetting to me. I think that at some point, okay, maybe I'm an idiot, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that at some point, most people have had this experience, especially when they first encounter a McFlurry. They see it. It looks like this. It's a milkshake-esque shape with ice cream. You know that. There's a thing sticking out of it that is hollow. It's not a fucking straw. It's a spoon! And it's not only hollow, it's also not even round. It's a square shape on the end that gets narrower as it gets closer to the spoon end. This little tab here, it latches onto a blender, and then when they make the thing, it stirs the thing. But it does nothing for the consumer. The end result is confusing and annoying. The design of the entire thing I find to be baffling. The packaging is pretty nondescript. It's pretty ordinary. It kind of has a retro flair to it like some McDonald's products do. It just says McFlurry in a boring font in one boring purple color with a little McDonald's logo, and I'm loving it over here. How long have they been using the I'm loving it slogan? A long time. Down here you can see Ronald McDonald dunking this McFlurry in the trash. All right, before this starts to get melty, I gotta eat some of it, and then I'll get back to more comments later. So here we go. First bite of a non-cookie product on the Oreo Review Show. Very exciting. Your kids are going to ask you, where were you when this happened? And you'll say, I was in my underwear alone in my apartment in the dark, and I was drunk. It's dripping. It's dripping. They didn't give me a napkin. I guess if you just order a McFlurry, they don't give you a bag. It's just it's a fucking mess. That's right. I go for it's dripping. It's dripping. I'm gonna have to change. I got all dressed up to review a McFlurry, ruining my beautiful Sunday best. I may have waited a little too long to eat this, but look, I gotta have the preamble. Don't worry, I'm gonna give it a fair review. I'm not gonna dock points for being melty. It's 80 degrees here, you know? These things happen. I've made my way through the majority of the McFlurry. I'll probably be digging back in as this review goes on. But let's get into some thoughts. If you don't know, the McFlurry is a mix of ice cream and cookie. Whether or not the ice cream is really ice or cream, that's for you to decide. It's a mystery that I'm not going to solve today. Go watch The Founder starring Ray Kroc. Now this McFlurry here, maybe you can see from what's left of it, I think they did a pretty good job of mixing the two parts together. I feel that McDonald's varies in consistency greatly from restaurant to restaurant, and I have had experiences where I will get a McFlurry that literally is just vanilla ice cream up to here, and then a whole bunch of Oreo topping on top. Like a yogurt where they expect me to do the heavy lifting and mix it in as I see fit, which is impractical for a number of reasons. First of all, you're never going to get the exact right ratio that you want. 9 times out of 10, if this scenario should befall you, you're going to get a few spoonfuls of just ice cream or mostly cookie crumbs, and that's not satisfying. As with the classic original Oreo cookie, you need the contrast. You want the balance, the mix of the two. When they come together, that's where the magic happens. And with this lid on the top, it's hard to get in there and really stir things around. You know, the ice cream is fairly thick in there. And even when you take this off, it's going to get messy, it's going to drip, crumbs are going to fly out. The crumbs, they're big flyers-outers, let me tell you. Sometimes, look, I'm not ashamed of this. If I'm taking a McDonald's meal to my abode, I'll take a bowl and put the McFlurry into the bowl. Look, I'm not ashamed. I'm not going to apologize for it. The crumbs get everywhere. It drips. I lead a challenging life. Let's talk about this lid, this dome. You'll often see these things on milkshakes or what have you. I guess it's to keep the drippings in, but it's cumbersome and odd, and I don't want it. Though Frosty from Wendy's has no such lid. It's just a cup. I finished it, by the way. I finished eating it. It's empty. May contain nut products. Now, some of you may be thinking that if you've watched my show before, you know I am not a fan of the Oreos that have more cream than the original. So, following that train of logic, you might say to yourself, well, this thing, why, it's got practically nothing but cream in it. This old grump's not gonna like this at all. Well, you're wrong. This old grump likes it just fine. You see, it's different from the Oreo cream in the cookie. It's very different. It's so different For one thing, you don't have those fucking ass clowns at Nabisco making this. It's the fine chefs and heads of creation over at the McDonald's Corporation. Ba-ba-ba-ba! And they know how to do a tasty treat from time to time. I would say that outside of the apple pie, the McFlurry has got to be the most iconic McDonald's treat. Certainly their most iconic McDonald's dessert today. I think the apple pie has fallen by the wayside. Do they even have those anymore? Maybe. I don't know. I don't order them because I get the thing that has Oreo in the name. This is the first time on the show, like I said, that I've reviewed something that wasn't a standard cookie you could get in the grocery store. So I do want to take a minute to wax poetic about the nature of Oreo spin-offs and third-party Oreo creations. In general, I am a huge fan. Honestly, I think when you take Oreo cookies and put them into something, a cake or an ice cream or whatever, a lot of the time it turns out really, really good. There's some kind of a threshold where the more stuff you add to an Oreo, the worse it gets. But when you hit a certain point, it crosses over into this other realm, and the product transforms into a new and greater entity that I truly enjoy. And the McFlurry, it's one of the best. Is it perfect? No! Like I said, this spoon thing is I hate it so much. This lid, don't care for. And the size, the amount of cream that you're getting, it's not perfect. Like I said, it is super inconsistent. And sometimes you're not getting those contrasty bites. Today, I happened to get a pretty well-prepared McFlurry. Everything was mixed to my liking. But that doesn't always happen, and I've got to take that into account. I'm holding you to task, McDonald's. I'm not going easy on ya. Come at me, motherfuckers. I'm going to give this product a final rating on a scale from 0 Oreos, that's the worst, of course, to 1 full complete Oreo. Well, that's the best if you didn't know. And the McFlurry, it is tough. It really is. In my heart of hearts, I want to give this baby a full cookie. I do. I want to. I like the McFlurry. I think it's great. But man, it's got some flaws and I just can't ignore them. And so for those reasons and that reason and all of the reason, I am going to award the McFlurry from McDonald's with a kind, a generous, a loving half a cookie with cream. It's so close to the top, really. It's a good thing. It hits the spot. I'm going to get it pretty much every time I go to McDonald's because I'm an Oreo freak. Interesting, the naming convention they decided to go with on this one. They called it a McFlurry. Now you're saying, well, yeah, everything at McDonald's is called a Mc whatever. No, not the case. You got the McRib. That's it, right? The rest of you got a Happy Meal. You got a Big Mac. I mean, it's got a Mac in it. It's got the Mac, but not a Mac at the front. It's different. It's a different thing. But for this one, they decided to go with the McFlurry. I would think that's because maybe they don't want you to think it's just a flurry, right? If they just called it a flurry, you'd be confused because you might think it was a weather phenomenon. Wendy's doesn't call it a Wend Frosty. They know it stands on its own, and so could the Flurry. It's shorter, it's cleaner. I think they could get a lot of traction out of just the Flurry. Ooh, let's get some flurries, kids. Ooh, the Oreo Flurry. Sounds delicious. McFlurry is cumbersome, it's wordy, it's on the nose. We know where it's from. It's from McDonald's. We're in the drive-thru. We're ordering it. We know what it is. Relax. Relax. Just relax. Just fucking relax. The regular McFlurry is 390 calories, which isn't that terrible. I think that's basically the equivalent of like 3 double stuffs, but you'll keep eating those, you fucking sickos. All right, I've got to get out of here because I'm starting to sweat and I'm afraid that someone will come by and see me talking to myself about a food product in my car. I'm ashamed of my existence. Like this video if you like me, or please, and also subscribe to my channel so that you can be up to date on all the other reviews that I do of products that debuted 20 plus years ago. Leave a comment down in that comment section below. Talk to me about how you feel about the McFlurry. Do you think there's a consistency issue? What are the best and worst McFlurries you've ever received? What do you think the ice cream in the McFlurry is made of? Was that hair mine? Hope you're having fun in that summer sun, baby. Until next time, I'm signing off with a little bit of an Oreo.
How's the cookie? You wanna know? It's the Oreo Review Show.